Good morning, everybody. As yesterday, I initiated a series of English literature and the lectures of English literature. Well, before initiating this, there are few things I really want to have a conversation with the students. It is just a selfless motive that I've initiated. Look, there are all kinds of people, those who are very interested for literature. When in third year of mine, when I was a commerce student, few things that really shifted me, that really changed my perspective of literature. Like, literature is such a subject that connects you with the core of yours. In my perspective, I had never thought and experienced that I shall be teaching in a college or I shall be working for literature. It was just a passion of mine. I wanted to gather information, knowledge, because I just found that literature gives you the confidence. It gives you the internal state of yours. That stoic state that you experience when you study literature from the core of yours. So let's explore this in a proper manner. Let's explore this in a proper way. Look, if you want to learn literature from its beginning, then first what you need is interest for this subject. You need to have immense interest. And why I tell you this? Because you need to have interest. Because if you don't have interest, you shall not be capable of studying it wholeheartedly. And any subject that needs patience, confidence, that needs a love for the subject. There are so many students, they study literature because they could not get honors in other papers. But that will give you the degree only. You can get marks while doing anything. You will get you will get the degree of literature. But literature is such a subject. If you get connect to the naked literature of yours, when Shakespeare states that death it have no tongue, yet speaketh. So this line has so much innate wisdom. This line is such a wisdom. If you get connect with this line, it will teach you a core of life. So, in another word, it can be spoken that literature it teaches life. If you want to learn life, go and take shelter in the lap of literature. One of the best quotation of William Wordsworth. So, if you want true knowledge of literature, so two things you have to understand. Okay, the first one is a practical knowledge of this subject. Practical knowledge from where does this age get blossomed, and the works of the characters, the characters of the play, the characters of the story, the writer, the biography of the writers, and the knowledge that deteriorates, the interest about literature. So first of all, few things which is very important. First, what I spoke about is interest for the practicalism of literature, and the second one is the emotional side of literature. As John Keats states, I'm so engrossed in listening the sad music of humanity. So now underline this word, sad music of humanity. So these are the lines that I've always appreciated. I just had a notebook before 9 or 10 years, and I initiated jotting down all the important lines. So, but I personally feel when you amalgamate both the things, the emotional knowledge of literature and the practical knowledge of literature, when these two states, when these two wisdom are amalgamated, are coordinated, are submerged, what comes out is the eternal joy of literature. You will get marks, there is no doubt about it. If you're studying for the knowledge, that does not mean you're not going to have marks. You shall acquire a nice amount of marks in it. So, these two things I had to discuss with you. Apart from it, I shall be talking about the ages of literature. So, first of all, the dilemma of literature is, especially, I should not call it a dilemma, but as when I was a student before 9 or 10 years, I experienced the same thing exactly. Because in every book, the dates shall be different. If you're following the Sir Evans book, the dates will be different. If you're following the William J. Long, the dates are even different. If you're following Lakshmi Nareen, the dates will be little different. If you're following Edward Elwood, the dates are going to be different. Because every writer has own perceptions, and if you follow some different kind of books, you might get a bit of different in the age. So first of all, you need to be very clear. Read all the dates of the book, and you need to have the knowledge in this book what is the date, in that book what is the date. There will not be much difference, maybe 2 3 years are sometimes found difference. So from the next lectures and from the next classes, what I shall be initiating is from the Anglo-Saxon period. From the Anglo-Saxon to, you know, the 20th century, of course, the modern age, we shall be discussing each and everything. It is just a random video that I'm going to, make it, but apart from that, I shall be taking a bit of help of some editing or something so that you can get the entire notes. And I promise you, you shall get the entire notes of literature. You no need to join any classes, and quality based materials. You shall be getting the quality based materials. Fortunately, I got SK Sinha, Shukla sir, and so many good teachers on YouTube also. And I had a personal conversation with few teachers. I have a friend like Orindol. He's very talented in literature. So many people I got in sometimes in Jamshedpur, some other cities also. Through internet, I was connecting with them. So the one person that has really given me the interest of literature is S.K. Sinha. I think he is the father of mine, of course. He gave me the innate wisdom of linguistics and the interest of literature. Whatever I am today, whatever I'm going to experience, whatever I'm going to devour, it's because of him. So stay tuned. We're coming, and as I just told you before, all the lectures, all the videos, everything, I don't have any selfish motive over here. My motive is to scatter the wisdom of literature. Literature is not only a subject to be studied and getting a job in college and working for the higher amount of salary. It connects you from the inner core of yourself. If you have understood John Keats, if you have understood John Keats, William Wordsworth, these are the writers like Emily Bronte. If you study these writers in a proper way, the greatest poet, of course, Thomas Gray, his elegy has touched my heart. So if you study one by one each and every particular work of these people, I tell you, you're going to be flowered. Your consciousness is going to be flowered with abundance of wisdom. So thank you very much for the today's. I should not call it a lecture. One thing I would love to have a clarification out of it. Well, if you have knowledge and you're speaking about that particular thing, so call it a lecture would be wrong word. Okay? People often listen this word lecture in a very negative motion, in a very negative manner. And the small cities people, they have a very narrow mind, so they could not understand. If you're trying to convince them with a proper state, they have a silly thought inside that this person must have some motive or something. No, definitely not. My teacher gave me abundance of knowledge and literature, and I'm very thankful to them. I'm grateful that I left commerce in third year, and fortunately I came into literature. And during my masters, I got a very nice teacher. She gave me abundance of knowledge, abundance of wisdom of literature. I still recall one particular incident. I think I was being taught Wordsworth, William Wordsworth, of course, and there was a great poem. I'm not recalling the poem. Uh, it was like, you know, not getting the exact poem, but it was discussing about childhood. So it was raining outside, right? It was raining, and I was constantly looking at the trees, the way it was getting rained, and I was just told, "Ki, what is happening? You speak." And spontaneously, one line came out from my tongue, that, ma'am, I find more literature outside than inside. And it was an amazing experience. So, literature is not only in your books, literature in the trees, literature in your home, literature in your life. Okay? So, thank you very much, everybody. Let's be the literature. Literature is not only a mere subject, it is a state. If I tell you Shakespearean age, okay, But I believe in Shakespearean state. If you get instilled in Shakespearean state, you can observe everything in a proper way. Okay? If I tell you R.K. Narayan's folk, so if you get connect to the state of R.K. Narayan, you can understand what is happening in a proper way. So do not read literature, you know, contrary, be the literature. If you have become literature, I tell you, you can grasp, you can get the wisdom from the core of it. So thank you very much and God bless you.